Hey, Stan.
Hey, wait a minute, Stan. Who woke us up?
God.
Grant us serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. God's will, not ours, be done.
Amen.
All right, you guys, basic text, page 86. Those who make it through these times show a courage not their own.
Okay.
Before coming to NA, many of us thought we were brave simply because we had never experienced fear. We had drugged all our feelings, fear among them, until we had convinced ourselves that we were tough, courageous people who wouldn't crack under any circumstances. But finding our courage in drugs has nothing to do with the way we live our lives today. Clean and in recovery, we are bound to feel frightened at times. When we first realize we are feeling frightened, we may think we are cowards. We're afraid to pick up the phone because the person on the other end might not understand. We're afraid to ask someone to sponsor us because they might say no. We're afraid to look for a job. We're afraid to be honest with our friends. But all of these fears are natural, even healthy. We're not healthy. What's not healthy is allowing fear to paralyze us. When we permit our fear to stop our growth, we will be defeated. True courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the willingness to walk through it. Just for today, I will be courageous today. When I'm afraid, I'll do what I need to do to grow in recovery. Thank you for letting me read.
Thanks for reading.
Great job. Great
How
job.
much time you have clean, brother?
Me? Oh, about a month.
A month. Just give it to him, y'all. All right, I thank God for last night's rest. This morning rise, thank God for his grace and his mercy. Grace is always giving me what I don't deserve. And mercy is not giving me what I do deserve. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. How everybody doing? Good. That's Robert Hayes. I'm Derek McKnight. Together we call the Minds of Men. Non-profit spiritual organization. We don't deal with religion.
Hey,
right?
guess what?
Come on.
When somebody talking when I'm reading or something, I'm going to do just what he did. Just look at him. I'm telling you, boy, that'll get you. You be like, oh, they're talking about me.
Hey, listen. We've been, Rob been clean for 12 years. And I've been clean for 13 years. Right. But all we got is what? Today. We're forensic ghetto black Kojaks. Meaning we don't like to talk fruits, we like to talk roots. Right? All right? Fruits is, I'll give you an example. Fruits is I shot dope. Roots is why I shoot dope. Fruits is I smack people in a circle. Roots is why I get real violent, right? So I have to, when we do groups, we facilitate, we like for people, right? Our clients. I love, people that we love, right? Who trying to change and transform and had a metamorphosis experience to start talking roots and not the fruits. Easy said than done. Who in here got trust issues? Who in here still hiding your Pandora box? Okay, hands are up. All right, okay. So today we're gonna get nosy. We're gonna get nosy today. Y'all cool with that?
We're going to step on some toes and going in somebody's house. Something told me today, guess what it told me?
Come on.
It said, stop trying to live life by somebody else's standards.
Yes, sir.
I don't know who it is, right? But something just came over to me because what happens is when you're starting to do that, you're trying to make that facade or that fake person. Y'all ever been living with a fake person?
Yeah.
Namely yourself?
Yes.
Trying to prove to everybody else that you're that person that you're not. You see? So when we start looking at stuff like this, right? We start looking at how we can develop a healthy self-esteem. You cannot let people victimize you. You know, in other words, you can't let somebody else's opinion of you become your reality. You little motherfucker, you this and that. You just like your father. You ain't shit. And I would hear all these things, and guess what I start believing? I start becoming that mentally, because now this is what the people around me that I believe in, that's what they think of me. So I say, shit, I might as well be like, what the fuck? You know? But I want you to understand, we want to learn how to develop a healthy self-esteem. But first, you have to identify who has been victimizing you. We know you victimize yourself. We know you do that. But guess what? Did you know that people, we teach people how to treat us? Huh? So it's not what somebody call you, it's what you answer to. You understand? This is what you answer to. So when we're going to go over this joint right here, we want you to understand with it. We really need to stop the hand of victimization.
Right. The different type of abuse. We're going to talk about verbal. What's the different type of abuses? We're going to talk about abuse today, y'all. Relationships and recovery. Relationships and recovery. We don't talk about drugs. Drugs never got none of us. We went to go get drugs.
And we're going to give you the rehab romance relationship too. Because I know we got players out here. We got players.
All right, let's get into that.
You never going to see the bad side. You're going to see the good side.
I love when people come take notes. That's beautiful. That just helps.
That means they want to get their life together.
Yeah, and it helps the teacher learn, do some studying, right? Get ready to teach. Let's go. Verbal abuse. Verbal abuse. Number one, badgering. Badgering with excessive questioning and accusations. Verbal abuse. Number one, badgering with excessive questioning and accusation. Anybody?
Oh, we had the one, who was that night? Was that the drill sergeant?
Yes.
You might run into a relationship type of person and they like a drill sergeant, right? Well, I mean, the drill sergeant is like, you went to the store, you do this, you do that, they all the commands. You went to the store yesterday, took you 6 minutes, right? Now it took you 12 minutes. He like, who you having sex with?
Yeah.
Let me see your phone, give me all that kind of stuff. This is what the drill sergeant does. And what that does is, you might care about the person, but those type of behaviors will slowly squeeze your love away from them.
Anybody been there before? Constantly being badgered. Anybody? Okay. All right.
That's not your father. I don't even look alike.
Badgering, verbal abuse. Verbal abuse. Point two, belittling. By mocking or name calling. Belittling.
I think you got a little fat. Really?
Your macaroni, you don't make your macaroni cheese like my mama.
And that lady down the street, boy, she sure can make some grits and eggs. How would you over there eating grits and eggs? Don't you worry about it.
So when you're verbally abusive, guess what? You start to what? Hurt a person's esteem. One girl said, I would rather you smack me than verbally disrespect me. I would rather you smack me than verbally disrespect me.
Because words vibrate.
Right. Because when you smack somebody, it stings and it what? Leaves. But words do what? Belittling, mocking, and name calling. Anybody name calling people? You call that a penis?
I knew I should have got with your brother. You ain't packing nothing.
And start chiseling a man's self-esteem.
Slowly but surely.
Ladies, any ladies like that? Just to get low.
They might talk about somebody's mom too. I know y'all ladies talk about somebody's mom now. Your mama cob lady like mine.
Something to love you, like you're a piece of shit. Your mom left you and moved you on with your uncle. Like I would say anything.
Those are the tool sets. Those are the tool sets.
When he would hurt me, I knew that hurt him. So
You get a response.
Yeah, go fool. All right, how much time you got clean?
Me, I got here on the 9th, so 9, 10, what's today, the 17th?
6
like
days.
8 days.
8 days. All right, congratulations.
Oh, I forgot to tell you.
Fool, sis.
First they talk about your mom, then they call the police.
Right.
They be waiting for the response. All right, I want to come 2 minutes.
Come on in, y'all. All right. Number one, we talking about verbal abuse. We talking about abuse, period. But we get specific.
Different aspects.
Yeah, different aspects. We just talking about verbal abuse right now. Number one was badgering. Excessive questioning and accusation. Number two, belittling. Mocking us and name calling us. Number three, blaming us for the abuse. Blaming us for the abuse. Anybody hear that?
You made me smack you upside the head.
Anybody know
You
what I'm
made
talking
me kick you down the steps.
See what you did?
Anybody been there
See
before?
what you did?
Yeah. Right, exactly.
Now get up and clean yourself up.
Who saw the movie by Mark Wahlberg called Fear? That was good. Remember he was beating on his chest? Yeah. And when he was doing what he was putting what? Pain. A mark on his chest. Right, exactly. So when it was time to squeal on what? The father, he lied on him. Because he was actually the one, what? Beat himself up.
Perpetrator.
Yes, all right. Blaming somebody else. Anybody get blamed and you say, wait a minute, maybe I did do it.
Oh, guess what though? But the thing about that movie, if you ever check it out, look at him. Because he comes to a girl's life, he swoons or whatever.
Yeah.
He knows a little mental manipulations.
Uh-huh.
But he wanted to replace the father in the family.
Right.
If you understand. So a lot of times that's why we journal, because
The alpha male.
the alpha male. Okay? So you want to that's the challenge. The old bull versus the young bull.
Okay, blaming. You gotta watch that verbal abuse. How about number 4, y'all? Number 5, confusing. Mind games. Or twisting what is said. Mind games. Twisting what was said. Confusing. That's a tactic of verbal abuse. Come on.
That's what I do. I confuse the shit out of my girlfriend.
Why you do that?
You know what I mean? Because it gets her thinking and makes her shut up. She's thinking about what the hell I'm saying. You know what I mean? And I just threw a bunch of fucking words at her. I didn't even fucking think about it. That's how you confuse the shit out of her, and then fucking I can just do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Okay.
Well, the women I know, they say you deflecting and they still gonna talk. Okay? They gonna still talk.
But did that work for you?
Absolutely.
You still do it?
Once in a while.
All right, okay. He honest. Like you said, good example, brother.
You gotta get them all.
Good example. How much time y'all clean, brother?
33 days.
Let's give us all. God bless you. Confusing. They're called gaslighting. Anybody see the movie Gaslighting?
Yeah.
Drove that woman crazy. He said, I'm leaving, sweetheart. He leave. But he go upstairs. And he see, I hear things. He take her keys. And she don't know where her keys is. And he just made her crazy. Gaslighting. Gaslighting. All right? Trying to make you mentally crazy. All right? Anybody done it? Okay. Confusing. Next one. Controlling. With criticism or sarcasm. Controlling. With criticism or sarcasm. Anybody got an example for that one? Come on down, y'all. Come on down. Controlling. With criticism or sarcasm. Anybody been controlled with criticism or sarcasm? How you doing?
I'm good. Excuse me, is there anybody in here who signed up for fitness and recovery from C2 Norm? If you work for fitness and recovery, you can do both. So we gotta go to that one.
I didn't actually sign up. They put my name in there.
No, it's voluntary and you have to do the commitment. So if you sign up, then you can't do Minds of Men. You gotta go to fitness and recovery.
Okay.
That's okay, but what I'm saying,
I never
guys,
got
if